PNC Bank. There's no better time to act than today. PNC, make today the day. By Visit Annapolis. Create your moment at visitannapolis.org. And by American Standard Heating and Air. Find your local independent American Standard Heating and Air dealer at midatlanticcomfort.com. You could not ask for a nicer night for baseball. Beautiful, beautiful sunny skies here. Weather forecast for the football game is going to be beautiful. Temperature 80 degrees. The wind from the southeast at 11 miles an hour. Humidity only 44%. And the Braves will go this way. Ronald Acuna Jr. will lead it off in left field. Ozzie Albies, the second baseman, will hit second. Then Freddie Freeman and Nick Markakis. You got three All-Stars right there. And then Kurt Suzuki, the former Nats, will catch. Johan Camargo, Ender Inciarte, Dansby Swanson, and Anibal Sanchez on the mound tonight for the Atlanta Braves. And Freeman's career against Strasburg, hitting .356, 16 for 45 with 4 home runs.
Oh, look who's back in town. Steven Strasburg takes the mound. Last start was June 8th. You remember that against the Giants. Lasted just a couple of innings. Placed on the DL the next day with right shoulder inflammation. So good to see the big right-hander back. If you missed it just a second ago, 30th career start against the Braves. It's his 30th birthday today. So happy birthday, Steven Strasburg. And Davey Martinez looking for a good one from his right-hander. Their defense for the Nats today: Soto, Harper, Eaton the outfield, Turner Murphy up the middle, Rendon, Adams at the corners, and Matt Wieters behind the plate. Here we go. The second half begins right now. Let's play ball.
Game number 97. The Nationals at 48-48, 22-24 at home. And Ryan Zimmerman also FP off the DL today. That's a welcome addition too.
Absolutely.
Ronald Acuna will step in first, the left fielder for the Braves to lead it off. Hitting .249 with 19 RBIs and 7 home runs. And a couple of stolen bases. And we're underway with a called strike. Braves at 52-42, a half game back of Philadelphia in the NL East. And foul back of the screen.
Well, it's kind of nice to get back to normal around here, Johnny. It was a fun 4 days. It was a fun 2 days, Monday and Tuesday. Davey Martinez was locked into his center fielder in the home run derby. This park was jumping. But I'll tell you what, the whole baseball world was here. So an amazing job done by the learners, everybody associated with the Nationals, everybody that worked so hard to put on a good show. But person after person, Johnny, told me that they had been to a lot of All-Star games,
right,
and the one they just experienced was the best one they'd ever been to. So props to everybody for doing a great job. It was the best party I've ever been to. It was a celebration of baseball, and it showed the world that D.C. is a baseball.
And right on the tail of what the Capitals did to bring the Stanley Cup back to Washington.
It's been a D.C. summer.
Yeah, you're not kidding. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Acuna. Ozzie Albies on deck, then Freddie Freeman. At the top of the first, Johnny Holiday along with FP Santangelo. Bob taking the weekend off. And happy to be along, FP. Braves come to town having lost 7 of their last 10. That's fouled down the right field line out of play. And the All-Star game in Washington, the American League won it 8-6 and 10. Those 10 home runs, an All-Star game record. Alex Bregman named the MVP. Got the solo homer the 10th. And almost 44,000 on hand here at Nats Park to watch that All-Star game. Line drive to center field in the gap. That'll be at least 1. And he puts the brakes on at first, and he'll stay at first with a single for Acuna.
Yeah, first glimpse at Ronald Acuna Jr., the #1 prospect in the Braves organization. Just 20 years old, flying all over the place. The guy can do it all. He can run, he can hit, he can throw. He's got a lot of range. Big turn at first base. And he had to put on the brakes. The guy plays hard. That was an impressive swing.
Ozzie Albies and Freddie Freeman and Nick Markakis, all 3 played in the All-Star game on Tuesday. They went combined 0 for 4 with a walk. And Strasburg delivers. And then it's 1 ball, no strikes. Albies hitting .281 with 20 home runs, and he's driven in 55. And Acuna going for second. He is safe. And that's his 3rd stolen base of the year for Ronald Acuna.
Well, Acuna came into this one 5 for his last 34 with 13 strikeouts, so he's got to be feeling good. Base hit, stolen base, held the base at the end. 3rd stolen base of the year. Sometimes that all-star break is exactly what you need when the Braves lost 8 of their last 11, excuse me.
So Acuna down at second base in scoring position here in the top of the first. 2-0 count to Ozzie Albies. Strasburg.
Nasty curve right here. Albies all in on the fastball. It looked like it might have crossed up Wieters a little bit. Did you see how he went at that? Thought it was going to be high and then reached down low.
Steven, before going on the DL, was 2-4 at home this year. The left-hander's hitting .221. The right-hander's .235. And going opposite field. That's going to get past Soto. Will roll all the way to the wall. Acuna will score from second. And Albies in with a double. And the Braves strike first with a 1-0 lead.
I'll tell you what, he wasn't trying to move Acuna Jr. over, was he? Got a fastball right down the middle, not thinking about rolling over, just spanks it to left. And then Juan Soto was tracking, and you're wondering if this is going to stay up enough for Soto to catch it. Obviously it didn't. A double, and Albies drives in his 56th run of the year.
And still nobody out in the top of the first. Albies down at second, and Freddie Freeman with a .315 average. He's driven in 61 for the Braves. Strasburg 11 pitches here in the first inning. Against Atlanta, his career numbers 11-10, 1-1 this year. And Albies taken off for third. No throw from Wieters.
Well, we're talking about, 48-48, getting out of the break. I know it's just the top of the first inning, but the Braves are making a statement early. I mean, Acuna Jr. with the single, stealing second. Albies with the double, stealing third. I mean, very aggressive on the bases. They came to play.
So Albies now with 10 stolen bases. And the 1-1 pitch. Rendon will look the runner home. Adams has to reach out and grab it. He's out, and the Albies will score from third.
Well, the throw took Matt Adams off the base. Rendon did a nice job of looking Albies back to third. Watch him look, and then Albies just takes off. The Braves are coming out running all over. You remember the Nats had the run till they tag you offense. The Braves are showing the Nats that same offense right here. Single, double, stolen base, and then a heads-up base running play by Albies to score the second run.
And with 2 down, Nick Markakis will step in. Braves 2 runs in the first inning and a couple of hits and a couple of stolen bases. And Strasburg inside.
So Eric Young, the Braves' first base coach, was in charge of base running in spring training. He had all kinds of drills where he wanted the Braves to kind of cut the bases, hit the inside of the base, shorten the distance from base to base, be aggressive on the bases. They didn't really buy in during spring training, but they've been ultra aggressive during the year, and they've had tremendous success. You're seeing an example of it right here in the top of the first.
Now, one thing for certain, we talked about the battle for the National League East with the Phillies, the Braves, and the Nationals. Neither Atlanta or Philadelphia is going to go away, and you can see that perfect example of that. OBC near the first couple of hitters. Now the scoreboard goes back and gets the correct amount of outs up there. It had 2 outs, and there's only one. That was the Freeman ground out to Rendon. 16 first inning pitches now for Strasburg, and Nick in his 13th year, having an all-star year. Hitting .323. And the 2-1 pitch. Swinging foul back to the screen.
And when you miss over a month like Steven Strasburg has, you got to knock off the rust. I don't care who you are, how long you've been playing, how good you are. It's going to take a minute to get into that rhythm, get into that groove. Doesn't matter how many minor league rehab starts you had. Number one, the health is what you keep an eye on tonight. And number two, just getting back into the groove. Missing over 30 days is a long time.
Be nice to have a healthy Steven Strasburg for the second half of the season. Adams with a toss to Steven, covering first. Now there's 2 down. So Strasburg hustling over to first base, and a one-hopper to Matt Adams.
A little hesitation, but he made up for it. You know, all those things that were second nature when you're pitching every 5th days, you have to think about for a minute.
So the former National, Kurt Suzuki, will face his former battery mate, Steven Strasburg. Suzuki hitting .269. He's driven in 32 with 10 home runs. And Camargo will follow. And Strasburg delivers in for a strike. You know, FP, rehab performances are one thing, but when you get back in the big show, it's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, we talk to players, they say how much faster it moves and how when you go to do some rehab starts, you forget, and then you come back and the ball's hit harder to you if you're a position player. The ball's coming off the bat a little bit more firm than it does in A-ball. Big hairy guys up here with beards, they're strong.
And the 1-1 to Kurt Suzuki. And their first strike. Fastball.
Good command down the way, right where Matt Wieters is setting up. Perfect.
Even on the season, 95 strikeouts, 19 walks, and a 6-6 record. And tonight's his 14th start of the year. Just missed outside. And the count goes to 2-2. Suzuki with 59 base hits this year for the Braves. And fouled at the plate. That's in Braves again tomorrow night, and then Sunday afternoon, then you guys hit the road again.
Milwaukee, then Miami.
Then Miami.
It's number 24 in the inning coming for Steven.
And the 2-2. Just missed outside. And the count is full. Braves have 68 games remaining on their schedule. And tonight for the Nationals, game number 97. And the 3-2 pitch to Suzuki. Up to center. Harper with a beat on it. And the Braves are retired, but not before they put across 2. And after 1/2, it's Atlanta 2 and Washington nothing. With 2 hits in that first inning. And Anibal Sanchez will have to face this lineup tonight for Davey Martinez. Adam Eaton leads it off in right field. Trey Turner will hit second and Bryce Harper in the number 3 hole. And Rendon will hit cleanup tonight. Juan Soto, Matt Adams, Daniel Murphy. Last 14 games for Murph, 342 average, 13 for 38, 913 OPS, and then Matt Wieters and Steven Strasburg. Sanchez tonight on the mound for the Atlanta Braves, 4-2 with a 2.60.
A 12th start of the year for Anibal. No decision last start on the 13th against Arizona. Gave up just 1 run on 5 hits over 6. Struck out 6 Diamondbacks, walked nobody through 86 pitches in that one. So fastball, slider, cutter, curveball, change. If you look at the averages against on all the off speed, it's real low, 200 or below.
34-year-old Anibal Sanchez facing Adam Eaton. Hit safely 10 of his last 14 games. And the 2 were in their first strike. Eaton playing tonight in his 38th game. And since coming off the DL, you talked about how slow it is to kind of get right back in the groove, FP. He's been a house of fire of late.
That safely in 5 of his last 6. Had a nice road trip. But Johnny, as a ball club, before you grab your bat and your helmet, and it's already 2-0. It's been that way a lot lately. That's a tough way to go. Kind of takes you out of your game. You're playing, I would call it uphill baseball versus downhill baseball. And you know, the Nats, when they score first, have a much better record when they don't. They're 39-17 when they score first, but just 9-31 when they don't.
So Eaton runs the count full from Sanchez. 3 balls, 2 strikes. We're in the bottom of the first. Trey Turner on deck, then Bryce Harper. Last 6 games, that's what Adams done. 458 average. 11 hits, a couple of doubles, driven in 3, and got drilled a couple of times. And the 3-2 pitch to Eaton. Check swing. So Sanchez walks the leadoff man, and Adam Eaton.
Another good at bat from Adam Eaton, right? 3-2 count. He's fouling off pitches. Then did he go? We'll check it out from the side. Clearly held up, so leadoff man aboard for the Nats. Pretty close pitch too, I thought. Just misses high. Not even close. What am I talking about? Yeah, it's way high, Anibal. Way high. It's over his head.
Absolutely.
It's 5'9".
Looked extremely high. So Trey Turner. Talk about hitting safely in 12 of his last 18 games. And Eaton takes the lead off first, and the pitch is high for ball 1. Trey on the season hitting .267. Got 22 stolen bases this year. He's knocked in 39. And a check of Eaton tossed to first. And Adams back.
As Sanchez is trying to throw over as Eaton's getting off. He's trying to ambush him with the pick.
Sanchez numbers as far as walks and strikeouts almost like Strasburg. 19 walks and 62 Ks this year. And the count to Turner, 1-1. Braves with a 2-0 lead over the Nats here at the bottom of the first. And the 1-1 pitch. Underhand toss to first, and Turner almost beat it out. Sanchez quick to get off the mound to feel that and get him by half a step at first.
Well, I love the idea by Trey Turner here. He just tries to deaden it down the first baseline. Sanchez gets off the mound probably quicker than everybody thought. Did he get him? Oh, just barely got him. Great shot right there. Hey, you tried for a hit, you didn't get it, but you got a runner in scoring position. I like that from Trey Turner.
And the king of the home run derby will face Sanchez for the first time tonight, Bryce Harper.
See, that's the trick that all fast guys need to know. You lay down a bunt for a hit early on with a runner on, and if you mess it up, they always score at a sacrifice. So now you're 0 for 0 coming up your second time. If you lay it down perfectly, you're 1 for 1. So there's no real risk there. You're not getting that bad.
Well, Harper's got Eaton down at second. And 1 down, a line drive to right. In there for a base hit. Eaton will hold up at third, and Harper with a nice single to right.
Well, you were wondering if the whole home run derby thing was going to kickstart Bryce Harper. You saw him have fun for the first time in a long time. You saw him show emotion for the first time in a long time. He was so into it, feeding off the crowd. Everything he did in that was Goosebump City. And you're thinking, yeah, it's just an exhibition. Yeah, it's just a home run derby. But does this kickstart Bryce Harper for the second half? I know it's just a hitter. And there goes a no-hitter, by the way. But, hey, that's the way you want to start if you're Bryce Harper. Base hit to right, 1 for 1 after you reset and the All-Star break.
You know, you're right. I don't think I've seen the emotion from Bryce all season long that we saw in that home run derby.
It's been a few seasons, and, you know, we all fell in love with the little kid that flew around with his hair on fire and pumped his fist, and Cole Hamels hit him and he stole home. And if he gets back to that, simply having fun playing baseball, the hits, the average, the contract next year will all take care of itself. Easy for me to say up here, hard to do when you're Bryce Harper and there's a lottery ticket for $300 million at the end of the rainbow.
Yeah. And the 0-1 pitch. Outside for ball 1. Rendon having a phenomenal year. Knocked in 45, hit 15 home runs, 285 average. He's riding an 8-game hitting streak. And Sanchez with a check of the runners. Harper at first and Eaton down at third and 1 down.
It's a big at bat, be a nice answer for the Nets. Good numbers.
Bryce only a couple of feet off first. A little soft toss to Freeman to hold him on.
It's the home run derby first round standing next to each other right there. Freddie Freeman and Bryce Harper.
13-12 Bryce.
Yep, he's probably telling them too.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Hey, you remember like 4 days ago when I beat you in the first round?
Yeah, at 45 there, Freddie.
Do you know that Freddie Freeman's never hit a home run in batting practice the last 3 years? And then he entered the home run derby. He on purpose does not hit home runs at BP.
Only hit 12 on the first round, but not good enough. Yeah, the 2-2 pitch. Harper on the run, and he is in at second. The throw home too late, and Eaton scores from third.
That's what I'm talking about.
Both runners on the go, and the Nats have closed it to 2-1.
I'll tell you, nothing fires up a crowd more, or fires up a dugout more than aggressive base running that works. I mean, it's a game changer. You saw what the Braves did in the first inning. They sent a message, base hit, stolen base, took home on a fielder's choice. And right here, Bryce Harper, aggressive, steals second, he reads it, comes home. That's baseball, and that was nicely done. I love it.
Yeah, the Braves lead is now 2-1 in the bottom of the first. And to count the Rendon 3-2. And to check a Harper at second. Rendon fouls it down the right side out of play.
Home runs are fun. They're awesome to watch. They get everybody fired up for a second.
Yeah.
But when you run the bases aggressively, intelligently, you take an extra 90 feet, you get dirty, it fires your ball club up. Maybe the whole game. And what the Braves did in the top of the first, sent a message like, hey, we're here to play. The Nats came right back in the bottom of the first, sent a message, hey, guess what? We are too.
With a different approach.
Love it.
Yeah. Rendon down the left field line, just foul.
And Braves defense tonight. Behind Anibal Sanchez, Acuna Jr. and Ciarte Marquez the outfield. Swanson Albies up the middle. Camargo Freeman at the corners. Kurt Suzuki behind the plate. Our first look at Ronald Acuna Jr., the highly touted prospect who had a similar experience to Bryce Harper at first base in Boston earlier this year.
Again, foul back. Soto on deck, and then Matt Adams and Daniel Murphy and Matt Wieters. 8-game hitting streak for Anthony, hitting .323. 3 homers, 8 RBIs during that streak. In 25 of his last 29 games, he's hit safely.
Working him away exclusively. Look at this.
Harper down at second. 1 out. Off-speed stuff. And Rodon is set down swinging.
Yeah, he'll throw the curveball as low as 69 miles an hour. This is 70. So a guy that'll kind of finesse you, pop the fastball mid-90s at times. Went super soft there to retire Rendon.
Anibal Sanchez has had great success in his career against the Nationals, 9-1. And the Nats only able to hit .206 off of Sanchez. And 21 of 24 appearances, given up 2 earned runs or less. And Juan Soto with a great first half of the year for the 19-year-old phenom, .301 average. Knocked in 28. And the 0-1. Just outside with a splitter. When you get some guys on base for Juan, pretty impressive numbers. And Sanchez misses outside.
Juan Soto's one of the only guys I watch on a daily basis or see a lot that I think is a better hitter with 2 strikes. I mean, he gets big when he's ahead in the count, where he really lets the throttle out, sometimes foul pitches off, but when he gets in that spread out, choke him up stance, I think that's when he really becomes dangerous. How many guys can you say are better hitters with 2 strikes?
At 19.
Okay, here we go.
Here we go.
And it's a mindset. You're just not afraid to hit with 2. It's just another pitch.
You impressed the way he can go to opposite field?
It's everything about him, John.
Yeah.
His knowledge of the strike zone is, he's way mature beyond his years in a baseball sense.
And the 2-2 to Soto, that's high. Harper down at second, Eaton has scored. And the Braves with a 2-1 lead. This first of a 3-game series over the weekend. And the count's full. And no plate umpire. Field and Cuthbert calls time.
Sometimes you can see the guy's grip if he gets that far. If you're hitting and you look at his hand when he stops his motion, you could tell what he was throwing. Watch. Look at his hand. Change up. Well, the pitch before, I'm talking about the one he stopped on.
And he missed inside. So Sanchez with his second walk in the first inning. And Matt Adams at first tonight. Ryan Zimmerman coming off the DL today. May 12th with that strained right oblique. And good to have Zim back, and great to have Strasburg back. Wander Suero to AAA Syracuse, option today. Trevor Gott on Friday, option back to Syracuse.
Well, Zim said before the game, as long as we're winning games, he's fine with less playing time.
Adams swings to a fastball, and it's 1-1. That's one of the reasons Davey Martinez plays Adams, because of those numbers in 47 games. the 1-1 pitch from Sanchez. A high fly down the right field line. That's way up in the seats. Out of right field. Markakis with a grab, and that's the end of the first inning. The Nats trail 2-1.
A little over a week ago, he told me that upon returning from the DL, his goal is to stay at about 90% effort when he's on the mound to help him more easily repeat his mechanics and hopefully stay healthier in the long run. He said that's something that Davey Johnson actually suggested to him years ago. Steven's saying that when he's trying harder, really pushing it and reaching back for more, he flies open, he falls towards the first base side, and that puts more pressure on his arm and shoulder, and he says that's when he gets fatigued. So he said if he can stay at 90% effort and reach back for more the right way when he wants or needs it, he feels he'll be much better off and stay healthier, guys, in the long term, not sacrificing anything in terms of stuff. If anything, he says, he'll be better off just working at that 90% level.
Okay, thank you, Dan. The guy who leads the Braves since June in RBIs at the plate now, Camargo.
Well, Max does that a lot. I mean, that's all you need to look at if you're Steven Strasburg. He sits at 92, 93, and when he gets runners out there or late in the game when he's emptying the tank, it's 96, 97.
Bouncing ball to Adams at first. He'll take it himself, and there's one down as Camargo gets retired.
It just allows you to repeat your mechanics more consistently. You know, it's like a golfer. When you hump up on your swing on the tee box, you have trouble keeping it on the fairway. Same thing as a pitcher. You reach back, you start flying open, the ball goes one way, but you stay under control. Hitter, same way. I was just talking about Juan Soto. When he gets into a 3-1 count, he gets big. Well, if Steven Strasburg gets big, he loses a release point and maybe expounds too much energy, doesn't go deep enough into games. I love what Dan just said. That's a great game plan.
Steven making his 14th start of the season tonight. Ender and Ciarte will face Strasburg for the first time. Braves 2 and the Nats 1. We're in the top of the second. Steven in that first inning, 31 pitches and 18 strikes. He's 1-1 against Atlanta this season, 11-10 in his career. Breaking ball, and it's 1-1.
Nasty curveball right here, watch. Tight, short, 82.
And the count's even at 1-1. That's high for ball 2. Dansby Swanson, the Braves shortstop, next, and then Sanchez. And Ciarte not a lot of success in the past against Strauss. Harper has a bead on this one. And there's 2 down.
You know, PNC inside the numbers. Check out Steven Strasburg career starts against the Braves. The first 16, 3-7. The last 13, Turned it around big time. The ERA a lot less, the average against, home runs allowed, everything bueno the last 13 tries.
The last time that Strasburg faced the Braves in Atlanta, had a fabulous game, 3-hit, 8-inning shutout, and struck out 8. It was back in April 10th.
But there's a few things to read into that. I mean, the Braves used to be really good. So he was facing a team that was winning divisions and had a tough lineup. So when you look at the one side of that ledger, and then, you know, maybe as a pitcher you bury some demons too, and all of a sudden a team that you weren't good against, you start having confidence against that team.
Count to Swanson, 1-1. Nobody on. The fastball in there for strike 2. Since tonight is his first start off the DL, FP, I'm sure he and Martinez have a pitch count in mind.
Well, I think he's good to go. He's good to go. But we'll see. I mean, it could be a short night. I think it depends on the type of pitches you're seeing. He had to go full throttle in the first. That probably wasn't part of the plan.
Swanson with a 2-2 count. And Strasburg racks up his first strikeout of the night. Down goes Swanson. We head to the bottom of the second with a 2-1 Atlanta lead.
This is 80s night tomorrow night at the ballpark, July 21st, 7:05 start against the Braves.
That's too easy.
That
was too easy.
It's a layup. The leg warmers
that was way too easy.
are going to be here. It's going to be a great night at the Yard. Go to nationals.com for all the details. And look at the weather, and it seems like the rain is moving out before game time. So don't let that scare you. Come to the Yard, have fun. 80s night, a.k.a. Johnny Holiday night at the ballpark.
I could bring out some 60s stuff and 70s stuff. Not a lot of 80s stuff, though. Bottom of the second we go. With Murphy and Wieters. And then Strasburg.
You, my friend, have had an amazing career, and I hope I'm still doing it when I'm 80.
Yeah, been mighty lucky, FP.
Yeah, and you're filling in for Bob, who's taking a few extra days with the fam. A veteran move by a broadcaster to take the 3 days off out of the break, which he definitely deserves and has definitely earned.
He does.
And when you take those days off, you don't realize early in the season that this is going to be a significant series. So he kind of felt bad that he's missing it. He deserves time with his family.
Well,
so
he can certainly come back tomorrow if he wants to.
Enjoy the fam, Miss Bob. Have a good time.
Count is 1-1 to Murphy. 263 average, 1 homer. He's driven in 12. Sanchez delivers, and it's 2-1. Missed with a fastball. And Murphy fouls it back on the screen. That's pretty much had the Braves number here at Nats Park since the start of 2017. Good look at Sanchez. The Nats are 30-13 over Atlanta. Murphy, a line shot down the right field side. Up in the seats out of play.
Tell you what, of all the guys that needed 4 days, it's the guy you're looking at right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, when he has a couple days off, he comes back, looks like Murph from last year. And you could just tell by how low he is in his stance that his knees are feeling good.
The outside of Max and Doolittle and Harper. Everybody else got some time off. One of the great sights of the All-Star game was watching Martinez. Murphy gets called out on strikes. And that for Anibal Sanchez is his second strikeout.
As you enjoy Miller Lite, look forward to the Old True moment later in the ball game. It'll be fun if there's any Miller Lights left after the All-Star week.
The Mutual Admiration Society with Davey Martinez and that guy during the All-Star game was incredible. Oh, the home run derby was incredible. Line drive to right. That's going to be in there for a base hit from Matt Wieters. Up against the wall. Wieters going to try for second. Markakis into second, off the line with a throw. And good hustle by Wieters in there for a double.
It's almost like Nick Markakis baited Wieters into going for two here by letting the ball get by him. Wieters smokes the double down the corner. And then he was deciding at first base, should I stay or should I go? Watch this right here. He decides he goes, and then Markakis lets it rip. The crowd was anticipating a good throw, and Wieters with a hustle double.
And that for Matt's second of the year.
A little hesitation step coming around first. Good hustle. Now Steven Strasburg has a chance to tie the game.
And Steven on the year, 3 for 25. Take a fastball at 90 in there for a strike. Matt Wieters with his second double of the year, down at second with one away. And the 0-1 from Sanchez. In there for call strike. 91 with a fastball. He's thrown 41 pitches now. We're at the bottom of the second. And the 0-2 to Strasburg. And Steven, line drive to right. Wieters will haul up third, and the Nats have got runners on the corner. How about that? Way to go, Steve.
But he took strike two and kind of shook his head like, well, I'll take that call. And then with two strikes, Sanchez tries to backdoor the sinker, but he left it right down the middle. Good swing by Strasburg. Markakis playing shallow with the pitcher hitting, and Bob Henley had to stop Matt Wieters. So now Adam Eaton with the chance to tie this thing up. Yes. 102-mile-an-hour single, Johnny.
And his fourth hit of the season for Strasburg. A little huffing and puffing at first base. Back to the top of the order with Adam Eaton. And runners at the corner. The curveball breaks outside.
Interesting that Freddie Freeman is holding Steven Strasburg on here at first. Usually with a left-handed hitter, you'll see first baseman play behind pitchers.
Eaton looks at a 91-mile-an-hour sinker. That's outside. The count's 2-0.
Max Scherzer effect?
Yeah. Ed Bogar coaching down at first. Bob Henley down at third. And the 2-0 to Adam Eaton. Just outside.
Right-handed hitter, I'm buying Freeman holding Strasburg on. Left-handed hitter, no shot. It's not a good play. Sorry.
Eaton walked his first time up. One of two passes so far from Sanchez. That's fouled out of play. The count's 3-1.
AWS powered by AI, excuse me. There's the spray chart. And maybe that's why he's holding them on.
And for the second time, Eaton is on. That'll load the bases. And here comes Trey Turner.
Good eye. Nissan will show you. Not even close. That's basically a pitch out.
So Eaton at first and Strasburg at second, and Wieters down at third with one away.
But this is where you got to cash in. I mean, in the first half, you didn't see the big hit on a consistent basis. You saw guys gripping the sawdust out of the bat, pressing in these situations. And for Davey Martinez's club to jump back into this thing, not that you have to do it every time, but you have to do it more times than not. Pick up that runner from third with less than 2. And when you're going real good as a team, you're thinking about not scoring 1 run here, but scoring 3 or 4 or 5 and making it a big inning.
FP, I remember a conversation down in spring training with Davey Martinez. He was talking about he's trying to preach urgency with these guys from the first game of the season, all throughout the season, not just when you get to the playoffs, that you got to turn things up.
Yeah. Well, they got to preach urgency right now. It's time.
Yeah, it sure is. And Turner fouls it back out of play. Bryce is on deck. That's who we're trying to catch. The Braves, a half game back of the Phillies. That's 5.5 back in Philadelphia with a 53-42 record on top of the National League East. Fastball at 93 and it's 1-1. Anibal Sanchez, 3 hits given up, 3 walks, couple of strikeouts, and 1 run so far. He's top hot water now with the bases loaded.
Well, it's got to be the bottom of the zone, if that. Now you got to battle.
And the 1-2 to Trey Turner. Strikeout number 3 for Sanchez.
So a couple of borderline pitches, the 3rd pitch in the box, the 4th pitch in the box. And now Bryce Harper going to try to pick up Trey Turner.
Bryce with a base hit and a stolen base in his first time up.
It's number 52 coming here in the 2nd inning for Sanchez. 52.
Bouncing ball to second. Albies on to Swanson, and that retires the side. We head to the top of the 3rd here at Nats Park. The Braves with a 2-1 lead over the Nats.
Acuna Jr. led it off with a single, stole second base. Then Ozzie Albies doubled, stole third. We're saving the best for last. We'll get to it in a second. And Albies takes a gamble here, aggressive. I like the play. I think it would beat a good throw anyways. And then Adam Eaton says, Bryce, you steal second, I'm going to steal home. Watch the 4D replay here at the end. This is pretty cool.
Great shot. Great shot.
The mask in the way. We spun it around for you. Now we're all dizzy. That was cool.
Eaton scoring the Nationals' only run so far. Braves 2-2-0. The Nats 1-3-0 as we head to the top of the third.
Kids batting helmet presented by Harris Teeter. First 10,000 fans ages 12 and under, July 22nd. So that's Sunday, 1:35 start. 10,000 of those will be given away. So Nats Braves 1:35 for tickets. Visit nationals.com.
Here at the top of the Braves third, it'll be Sanchez. Then the top of the order, Acuna. And Ozzie Albies, the left fielder and second baseman, will follow Sanchez, who is hitless this year, 0 for 15.
Check out the Nats starters with Steven Strasburg and without Steven Strasburg. That's since June 9th when he was placed on the DL.
Earned run average 295, 626.
Jeremy Hellickson was injured in the middle of that as well. Covering first base in Atlanta, I believe, in the first inning.
He's pitched well, though, hasn't he?
Yes.
Of late.
What a great pickup.
Yeah. And you hope and you know you're going to see a better second half of the season from Tanner Roark and also Gio Gonzalez. And Strasburg the 0-1. And the count goes to no balls, 2 strikes. 94 with a fastball.
Somebody's ringing somebody up.
And Strasburg has his second strikeout. And Sanchez is gone to start the third.
All right, as I mark that K down, it's $44. A donation to the Toyota dealers that help children and their families. The Children's NIH for every strikeout by Nats pitcher this year, $44.
Go back to the Braves top of the order with Ronald Acuna. Led off with a base hit in the first. And a check swing foul to the right, out of play. Look, Acuna has the only Braves hit off Strasburg.
So Acuna Jr.'s dad, Ronald Acuna Sr., was roommates with Jose Reyes in the minor leagues. They roomed together.
Really?
And his dad used to take the game home with him. He'd go 0 for 4, wouldn't talk for a few days, just kind of wore the game. So he told his son, hey, if you ever get to the big leagues, I want you to enjoy it. I want you to smile.
Sure.
I want you to have fun. And recently the Mets played the Braves, and of course he gets the second base with Jose Reyes Jr., and they're having a great time. It's his favorite player for obvious reasons. It's his dad's old roommate coming up in the minor leagues together. How about that? So he has fun playing baseball, where a lot of guys, Johnny, they take it home with them and have trouble turning the page.
Is he like 20 years old too, isn't he?
Yep.
Something like that. Watching a couple of great superstars, young superstars in this game tonight, Acuna and Juan Soto. The count to the Braves leadoff hitter goes to 3-1 with 1 down. Atlanta with a 2-1 lead. It sails way out of Weeder's reach. And Acuna will walk and on base both times.
What happened to Ozzie Albies?
So Culberson will hit for Albies early in this game.
Slide it home, maybe? On the fielder's choice in the first?
Huh.
That's a guy the Braves can't lose.
The Albies out of the lineup. And Charlie Culberson will be pitch hitting for him. Played left field, played third base, played shortstop, played first, played right. 5 different positions for the Braves for Culberson. But it was second. Not in time. And Acuna has another stolen base. That's his 4th and 2nd of this game.
Yeah, he left early in the first inning and stole second. And this time he gets another fantastic jump. Doesn't look back, steals it easily. I think the ball might have even been on the ground, but he had it stolen. Or is he out right there? You got to hold on to it, Murph. He's out. Are they going to look at that?
You would think they would.
Was his body on the bag, though?
Yeah, could have been.
We got to see that again. You get 10 seconds to hold up play. That's it. And they just start playing now. They're enforcing that rule. Verizon Exmo going to show it to you again. So is his hand on the bag the whole time right here? I think it is. His left hand, I think, is on the base the whole time. I don't know. Huh. 100% fiber optic network. 100% phenomenal. Visit getfios.com.
1-1 to Culberson. The outside corner with a fastball. And the counts a ball and 2 strikes. Davey Martinez Ball Club starting the second half of the year. 48-48. Ronald Acuna down at second. In scoring position. And Strasburg has racked up his 3rd strikeout.
16 of his 51 strikeouts against right-handers this year have been with the changeup. So make that 17 of 52. Nasty. Do you pitch to Freddie Freeman here? 323 on deck. I don't know. I think you have to.
Freeman's had good numbers in the past. Off Steven, 356. Get a little something off that. 2 balls and 1 strike to the Braves All-Star. Driven in 62 and 14 home runs for Freeman. Or 16 home runs. And Strasburg's 51st pitch. Off the outside corner.
We're at K Street tonight down left field line, section 108, flashing the signs. That's what I'm talking about.
Ronald Acuna down at second. The pitch high to Freeman. It's 1-2. On deck, Nick Markakis, and then Kurt Suzuki.
So there's a small hole in Freddie Freeman's swing. It's not very big. It's right under his hands, right in this area. Right where they went.
That's where he went. And Strasburg racks up his 4th strikeout. And he strikes out the side. We go to the bottom of the 3rd, and it's 2-1 Atlanta.
Working hard to find out what happened to him. We saw a little hobble into second base on his double in the top of the first. Kind of pulls up right there. Maybe a little tweakage, and then he grabs it once he gets to the bag right there. So, I mean, you're talking about a big series, and then he scores on the fielder's choice, and then he gets up right here slowly. That's an all-star, folks. This is 20 home runs and 56 RBIs. So a big loss for the Braves in this series if that hamstring is serious.
And Charlie Culberson would take over at second base after pinch hitting. And Rodon leads it off for the Nats, followed by Soto, then Matt Adams. Here in the bottom half of the third. 2-1 Atlanta. Nats have left 5 on. The Braves 1. Anibal Sanchez delivers. Fastball at 90 in there for a strike, and the count 0-2. And Anthony very patient at the plate. Sanchez 55 of his pitches, 33 strikes. And Rodon works the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes.
70-mile-an-hour curveball last time for strike 3. See if they go to the well again here.
Nope. That's fouled off to the right out of play. And the count stays at 1-2. Since the 15th of last month, Rodon second at extra base hits, tied for second at doubles, slugging his 5th.
So we're being told right hamstring tightness on Albies, precautionary, took him out of the game.
And the 2-2 from Sanchez. Rodon a high pop behind short. Swanson drifting back, calls for it. He's got it with Juan Soto coming up to the plate. Dan, you got something on Juan?
I do indeed, Johnny. This is Juan Soto's 91st game played this season across multiple levels, obviously. That's 40 more than his previous high as a professional baseball player. And while he's played very well and is still young at 19, Davey Martinez saying earlier today that he wants to make sure that he takes care of Juan Soto. He's going to find time to give Juan Soto days off in the second half, cognizant of the fact that this is more than he's ever played as a professional.
He's 19. He could play 2 full seasons in a row.
That's right. On base safely 24 of his last 28 games for Soto.
No offseason, just straight 162, 162.
There you go. Walked his first time up. Matt Adams on deck. 1 down to the bottom of the third. And Sanchez with a 1-1 pitch. This with a splitter, 2 balls and a strike.
Just watch him between pitches. I mean,
always got a smile, doesn't he?
He's just bowing up. He's bowing up to the pitcher. Watch.
Yeah.
Look at. Hey, dude, come on, give me something to hit. Throw something over the plate. I'm going deep. Let's go.
Yeah.
You might get one in the ribs for that someday, but right now it's
right
cute.
now
Yeah.
it's great. Yeah. Check his face. Yeah, the 3-1 pitch. And the count goes full at 3-2. Ranks among all the rookies in the major leagues. On base percentage. Average is first with 301. Slugging is second with 517. In his 52nd game in the big leagues. Opposite field. Ronald Acuna, nice running grab. And there's 2 down.
Little snow cone action here on the tailing line drive off the bat of Juan Soto. He had to readjust there at the end. They showed it on the big screen here, and you can hear the oohs and the ahs in the background. That was almost on the ground.
Yeah, Sanchez. Whoa. So with 2 down, Matt Adams steps in. He flew out to right his first time up against the Braves right-hander. After his 5th win of the year. And starts Adams off with a curveball. And it's 0-1. Changeup missed outside, counts even. Daniel Murphy on deck, then Matt Wieters. Absolutely beautiful night for baseball in Washington.
Perfect.
Perfect.
You couldn't ask for better home run hitting weather in the Derby either, by the way. I mean, it was, I think, about 114 with 200% humidity, and the ball was just flying. Record number of home runs hit in the Derby, 221 homers hit. That guy won it. I'll show you some highlights as we get going. Next half inning.
2-2 pitch, a shot to right. That is into the Nats bullpen. And Matt Adams has tied this game. Home run number 16 for Adams.
More importantly, tie ball game. So tonight's a good night to hit home runs too. Forget the Derby, Matt just did it in the game. 16th of the year, 40th run driven in, and ties this ball game up in a hug, a big bear hug from Bryce Harper.
Adams now with 40 RBIs of the season, a big smile in his face. And it's a 2-all game.
.106, 363, low liner. Probably one of the lower launch angles you'll see all year too.
And Murphy goes fishing for that one.
Show it again, boys. Let's see the Matt Adams tater. Looks like a cut fastball that he just catches out front, gets the hands inside, doesn't hook it foul, just keeps it fair. And ties this baby up.
Over the 335-foot sign in right field into the bullpen. And the count to Murphy, 1 ball and 2 strikes. That's with their 4th base hit of the game. And Matt Adams has been phenomenal. High pop off third base. And Calargo's got it. And the Nats are retired, but not before Matt Adams takes a mighty swing and hits number 16 and ties this game at 2 as we go to the top of the 4th.
Baseball, the Navy Federal Credit Union Troop recognition, probably serving the armed forces, veterans, and their families for over 80 years. I'll show you a side swing of Matt Adams, how he kept that ball fair. When you're talking about casting your hands out, you do something like that with your hands, there's no way you keep it fair. Watch how he keeps his hands close to his body in a bent arm swing. And when I say hands inside the baseball, this is textbook. Look at him keep his hands close to his chest. And now, instead of coming around that baseball and hooking it foul, he stays inside of it and keeps it fair. It's a short, compact swing with a lot of damage behind it.
He homered against the Mets on July 14th. For number 15, that's number 16. So Nick Markakis, then Kurt Suzuki and Camargo will face Strasburger in the 4th inning. And the count quickly is 2 balls and no strikes. 55 pitches for Steven, 33 have been strikes. And a 2-2 ball game. Strasburg, fresh off the DL, works in the 4th. Up in 95 with that fastball.
I think Markakis got a 2-0 curveball last time, and he just took a 2-0 fastball down the middle. He was sitting on the curve he saw last time in the same count.
And the 2-1 pitch. That's high and outside. And the count to 3-1. Steven, 4 strikeouts, no walks in this game thus far. Give the Braves only 2 base hits in the 1st inning. Bouncing ball to Murphy at second. On to Adams. And there's one away.
All right, Anthony Rendon has nearly 200 career doubles, but now he'll get his first Nats bobblehead presented by PNC. First 25,000 fans Nats Reds game on Friday, August 3rd. So we'll be reading this one for a minute. We'll get the Rendon bobble, which features the new blue Script Nationals jersey, which is awesome. So get your tickets today at nationals.com and mark down August 3rd. It's right around the corner.
I'm writing it down now.
Yep.
And Suzuki flew out to Harper his first time up. Hitting .268. He's knocked in 32 for the Braves. And the 1-0 from Strasburg. Swing. And a foul tip.
A little cut to that 96.
Mercedes 96 a couple of times tonight. Ed.
Yeah, Mercedes-Benz will show it to you again. Watch it moving away at the very end from Suzuki, who took a humongous hack.
And the 1-1 pitch to Suzuki. Bounce foul off to the right side, out of play. Kurt somewhat struggling over his last 6 games. Only 2 for 22. And again fouled back. Well, one good thing about Suzuki, only struck out 27 times this season.
He'll fight you.
That's over 220 at-bats. And the 1-2.
Not afraid to choke up and fight you with 2 strikes.
And Suzuki enjoyed his time here in Washington with his ball club. Good guy.
Yeah, he was a good add to that 2012 team.
Now the 2-2 pitch. And the count's full. Johan Camargo on deck. The Braves' 3rd baseman, and One out here in the fourth and nobody on. And a line drive in the gap between Harper and Eaton and Wright. It'll be a stand-up double for Kurt Suzuki.
A good approach, good swing. Took a little out of his swing. You saw the mighty hack early in the count. And they just shortened up and bet fastball 3-2. He just said to himself, if Strasburg throws me anything but a heater, I'm out. And he was on the fastball. Hands inside, a lot like Matt Adams' home run swing, except for this one goes to the gap. And nice job holding him to just 2 with 1 out.
A great hustle by Harper to get to that ball. The Braves a guy in scoring position now at second with Suzuki. It'll bring out Camargo, who grounded out to first his first time up. Unassisted to Matt Adams. And Steven starts him off with a curveball at 91 in there for a strike.
It's number 67 coming from Steven.
That's fouled out of play. Left-handers hitting .221 off Steven this year, and right-handers .235. Giving up 3 hits in this game. The double to Suzuki, the base hit to Acuna in the first, and the double to Albies in the first. And Steven struck out 4 so far in the top of the fourth. And the 1-2. Line drive, same spot almost that Suzuki's was. Harper will cut it off. Suzuki rounding third will score. And then the second with a double is Camargo. Back-to-back 2 baggers for the Braves. They take a 3-2 lead.
Well, Matt Adams' home run tied it up in the bottom of the third. Now here in the top of the fourth, the Braves answer with a pair of doubles. Suzuki hesitated a little bit there. Maybe he thought Eaton was going to get to that ball. Scored easily. So back-to-back doubles gives the Braves a 3-2 lead.
And Camargo drives in his 40th run of the year. And Atlanta now with a 3-2 lead. Ciarte flew out to Harper his first time up in the second. So Strasburg, Acheka, Camargo at second. Bouncing ball to Murphy. He's got only 1 play. That's the first. And there's 2 down. Camargo down to third.
Anibal Sanchez has no batting average. Do you mess around with Swanson here, or do you pitch to Sanchez? Sanchez is 0 for 15 on the year.
Swanson, one of Strasburg's strikeout victims, back in the second.
This might be more of a breather than anything else. And hey, do you want to pitch to the pitcher, or do you want to mess around with the shortstop here? Steven might be going through a long inning. He might be gassed a little bit here. First start back.
Well, Swanson, .253 average, 35 driven in, 7 home runs. And as you mentioned, FP, Sanchez hitless. A quick visit.
Yeah, they're going to walk him.
They're going to walk him.
He's looking at Swanson and smiling, saying, "Go to first, meet." Good move by the skipper.
Yeah. No, that's Strasburg's first walk of this game. And with 2 down, brings up Sanchez, who struck out in the 3rd. And falls behind the count, no 0-1.
One thing you want to make sure of here is that you come set.
They'll give Swanson second. No throw down.
Yeah, you're concentrating on the hitter right now. You're banking on the outs at the plate, and maybe the Braves trying to draw a throw there and steal a run, so that's why Matt didn't throw it.
And he's got Sanchez, no balls, 2 strikes. Late swing and a foul down the right side, out of play. You see the pitch count there for Strasburg, 75 and 47 strikes here in the 4th inning. And the 0-2. Downey with a call, 3rd strike. And Strasburg's 5th strikeout of the night. The 4th inning of Nationals baseball is brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4. Toyota, what drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals.
Presidents wearing their hula shirts today. I'm looking, it's National Lollipop Day, it's National Moon Day. That was extremely uneventful. 50 minutes could save you 50% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
We're at the bottom of the 4th here at Nats Park. It's a 3-2 ball game. The Atlanta Braves with a 1-run lead over the Nats. This state Nats history brought to you by the University of Maryland, University College. Never forget this, July 20th of 2014. Jason Worth's RBI double in the bottom of the 9th. Anthony Rendon winning around 2nd and around 3rd. The Nats walk off the Brewers 5-4. And that win moved the Nationals 10 games over 500. They would finish the season 30 games over and win the NL East with a 96-66 record. And there it is. National League Eastern Division champions 2014. We're looking to make that 2014 read 2018. So Anibal Sanchez will face Matt Wieters here in the bottom of the 4th. And then Strasburg. Long drive to left field, drifting back and leaping to make the catch is Acuna.
Well, I thought this had a chance to leave, and I definitely thought it was over Acuna Jr.'s head. We see him check the wall, then he feels the dirt, and then feels the need to jump. Pretty good play by the Braves left fielder to rob Matt Wieters of back-to-back doubles.
Now with one away, Strasburg will face Sanchez for the second time. Got a base hit off of him. His 4th hit of the year in the second. And back to the top of the order, Van Meeten and Terry Turner and Bryce Harper. Line drive right back to Sanchez, and he'll toss softly over to first to Freeman. There's quick 2 up and 2 down.
Good swing. Nats kicked off a 9-game homestand with 2 games against the Mets, July 31st and August 1st at Nats Park. Come out and celebrate U.S. Marine Corps Day at the ballpark. That's on the 31st. And then take a long lunch break with a noon start on the 1st. Visit nationals.com for tickets. Forget the lunch break, just ditch.
That's right. Adam Eaton up for the 3rd time. He's walked twice, once in the first, once in the second.
Are you really going to go to a 3-hour baseball game and go back to work? No.
I don't think so.
Just leave.
Yeah.
Remember the businessman special? That's kind of what it's like. Business person special.
Yeah, you have to make sure. Yeah. Business people special. So quickly Sanchez gets ahead in the count 0-2.
Spencer wearing Max out right there.
And the 0-2 pitch. The outside with the cutter, 89.
A pitcher and catcher, man. I don't think that's a baseball talk. I think they're just shooting the breeze.
So Eaton is Sanchez strikeout victim number 4. We go to the top of the 5th. 3-2 Atlanta.
Runs. And how about the derby and the show that Bryce put on for the hometown? The DC flag is the headband, check. Taters all over the place, check. 221 homers hit by 8 participants, at the most in home run derby history. The Buffalo made an appearance, and he got a nice ovation, but not as nice as this one with the Bryce Harper bat flip to win it. And just an amazing comeback, an amazing night. I think he hit 7 home runs in the last minute. They weren't supposed to take the trophy. Major League Baseball makes it a specific rule that you're not supposed to touch the home run derby trophy. They grabbed it and celebrated with it when they weren't supposed to.
Ronald Acuna leads off this 5th inning with a double off the left field wall. That's his 2nd hit of the night. And once again, the Braves get the leadoff runner on against Steven Strasburg.
Sean Doolittle said that Bryce just flipped a switch. He went somewhere else. And he did at the end of that thing. Johnny, I've seen a lot of things in person. Yeah. That was one of the coolest events I've ever been to. It was one of the best parties I've ever seen. Everybody was here just soaking it in. They had the DJ on top of the Bud Light Loft. Everybody was having a great time. It was a beautiful night. Bryce Harper put on a show. Kyle Schwarber, tip your cap, put on an amazing show as well.
Culberson lays down a bunt, and he advances Acuna down to third. And Culberson, who came in for Ozzie Albies, is on.
Well, you like the play. Was he safer out at first is the only question. Obviously, Acuna Jr. advances to third after the leadoff double. That's just good baseball, man. Leadoff double, lay a bunt down. Steven got off the mound quickly, threw a seed to Adams. It was just too late. Culberson there easily.
And he barely beat the throw. So runners on the corners now for the Braves. And nobody down here in the top of the fifth. And Freddie Freeman, a ground out and a strikeout his first 2 times up against Steven Strasburg. Fastball at 94. Steven now up to pitch number 80 coming up.
This is where you see Freddie Freeman historically used a big part of the bark. He's thinking left center field here toward his own bullpen. And he's a lot like Bryce Harper in that his dad's his hitting coach. Fred Freeman. They flew him in to St. Louis recently. He was going through a little rut, hit a home run, then he kind of fell back into it. So his dad's actually here for this weekend series. Fred Freeman. They worked together. He locks him in. He used to take him to hit every day after high school. In the first round, always went to left field. The second round of balls always went to center field. And the last bucket of baseballs, Freddie could hit wherever he wanted to. That's how he learned the left field swing.
Off his dad.
Yeah. Wow. And he's still his hitting coach. I mean, he's one of the best players, an MVP candidate in the National League this year, and his dad's here helping his swing.
And Strasburg heading the count to Freeman. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nobody down. Runners on the corners. Acuna down at third. And Charlie Culberson down at first after bunting his way on. And the count's even at 2-2. Nick Markakis on deck, then Kurt Suzuki.
Should we press our luck again? Where's the hole in Freddie's swing?
Well, you had it the first time. Try it again.
Right about there.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, he might change up.
Freeman goes opposite field, foul back. Freeman, Albies, and Markakis, the 3 Braves in the All-Star game. And Freddie brings a .315 batting average to Washington.
Right about there. Oh, that wasn't as small as I expected.
Line drive to right. That'll score Acuna from third. Heading to third is Culberson. In the second, Culberson coming home to throw. Is too late and he's safe.
I think they wanted to get it in there. They tried to get it in there. It might have got more plate than Steven wanted. Watch where the location of the pitch is. Yeah, that had a lot of plate to it. Up, he wanted that up and in. I'll tell you what, the Braves run the bases better than any team we've seen this year. Culberson forcing the issue. Ron Washington with the send at third base.
Never hesitated, did he?
Never hesitated.
Nope.
He went hard to his third base coach. And talk about cutting the bases, hitting the inside of the base. Charlie Culberson hit the inside of every base to cut down the angle on the turn at third and to barely get in there and beat the relay.
Now the Braves have got a 2-run lead. It's 5-2. 3-run lead, 5-2. And still nobody out here in the Atlanta 5th inning. Freeman all the way around to third.
Yeah, Culberson never really hesitated. Watch him at the inside of second and cut down the angle to third, and watch him at the inside of third and cut down the angle to home. He's barely a step onto the grass. If he gets wide there, he's out. He stayed tight, hit the inside part of the bag, and scored.
And the pitch to Markakis, 1 ball and 1 strike. Freeman at third. 2 runs are in. And still nobody out. And Markakis 0 for 2 in this game. He counts the ball at 2 strikes. And Justin Miller out in that Nationals bullpen, loosening up. That's foul back out of play. Count is 1 ball, 2 strikes. Acuna has scored. Culberson has scored. And Freeman all the way around to third with nobody down. And it's 2-2.
It's number 90 coming.
That's fouled out of play down the left side. And the count's even at 2-2.
Nats have their infield halfway here. I don't think Freddie Freeman's going contact play with nobody out. He's making this be through the infield. You play back, you give him the run, so you play halfway, make him think about it. But I'm watching his lead. He's not going anywhere, or it appears he's not going anywhere.
And Strasburg a check of Freeman. And the 2-2 pitch. Missed with a changeup. 3-2. Counts full. And Markakis a long drive to center. Harper will haul this one in, and Freeman will tag at third and easily score from third, and the Braves have a 6-2 lead. And a sac fly RBI for Nick Markakis. That's his 62nd of the year. And Kurt Suzuki has scored one of the Braves' runs after doubling in the 4th inning.
I mean, it's good baseball. It's winning baseball that they just played right there. Lead off double, bunt him over. You get the bonus because you get on. You score all the way from first base by running hard to your third base coach, giving him the opportunity to send you on a ball down the corner. And then you get into a 3-2 count. You hit a deep fly ball to center to pick up the guy who took the extra base on the throw home. It's good baseball.
Yeah. Aggressive baseball. And Strasburg quickly heading the count. No balls and 2 strikes with 1 down and 3 runs in. And the 0-2. And Suzuki down on strikes. Dan, you got something about the Nats bullpen?
I do, Johnny. The Nationals, as of right now, actually have just a 6-man bullpen. In order to activate Ryan Zimmerman and Steven Strasburg, they sent down Wander Suero, and Trevor Gott was optioned right before the All-Star break. So just 6 guys out in the bullpen right now. Davey Martinez smiling and saying he's not entirely comfortable with having a short bullpen, but that's how the Nationals are opting to go with things, at least for today.
You got Matt Grace out there, Kensler out there, Kelly, Herrera, Matson, and Justin Miller. Yeah, and Miller's the guy working in the bullpen right now. And that's Strasburg's 97th pitch.
Ideally, Davey wants Strasburg to finish this inning to give Justin Miller a clean 6. You figure this is it for Steven, first start back.
It's popped into center field. Long run for Harper. It's going to drop in for a base hit. Johan Camargo goes on with a single. That's the Braves' 8th hit of this game. And Davey Martinez on his way out to the mound. And that's going to be it for Steven Strasburg. You can choose a winning team for your vehicle. Jiffy Lube for value and convenience. JiffyLubeDC.com. And that's our Jiffy Lube pitching change. 6-2 Atlanta. Evening is over. And Justin Miller comes on from the bullpen.
You see the numbers for Justin. 24th appearance, fastball, slider, 2 pitches, fastball in the mid-90s, slider in the low 90s, upper 80s.
And this appearance number 24 for Miller. And Steven goes 4 1/3, gives up the 6 runs, 8 hits. And struck out 6. Inciarte with a count of no balls, 2 strikes. Inciarte flew out to Harper in the 2nd, grounded out to Murphy in the 4th. Dansby Swanson on deck for the Braves. And Camargo down at first. And the pitch to Inciarte.
Yeah, I don't think Steven Strasburg was real happy when he came off the mound.
Didn't appear to be, did he?
Well, I've never seen him run off the mound, and he flew right down into the tunnel. I don't know if I don't know what he wasn't happy about, but he wasn't happy.
And the pitch outside.
So you never see him run off the mound. He kind of shook off some high fives.
Yeah.
I think he and Max are talking right there. And probably just went and had a little man-to-man talk about something.
Steven has thrown 22 pitches here in this inning. So Justin Miller finds himself behind in the count. 3 balls, no strikes to Inciarte. Atlanta 3 runs in here in the top of the 5th, taking a 6-2 lead over the Nats. And Miller walks his first battery facet. Camargo down to second with 2 down.
You know, it could have been as simple as Max went to shake his hand and he was still frustrated from the inning.
Yeah,
it could have been.
Sounds reasonable.
You know, a lot of guys sometimes are not happy with the play behind them or a call with the umpire. Whatever it was,
he wasn't happy.
It looked like they ironed it out or tried to iron it out.
Swanson struck out, then walked against Strasburg. So Justin Miller in his 24th appearance out of the bullpen. And the 0-1 pitch to Swanson. Look at a high fly ball to left field. Soto being driven back. Gets it a couple of feet away from the warning track, and that retires the Braves, but not before they score 3. And they take a 6-2 lead over the Nationals. We head to the bottom of the 5th.
Time for game summary. 6-2 Braves. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Matt Adams with some of the offense tonight. Freddie Freeman with a big blow, a double. 3 RBIs tonight. And Steven Strasburg's return. 6 earned runs and 4 1/3.
And Trey Turner goes deep down the left side, and it is into the stands for the home run for Turner. And it's a 6-3 game. That's number 12 for Trey Turner this year.
A high fly ball. High five from Anthony Rendon. And now you got 3-run game, 12th home run of the year, and dug out much happier all of a sudden with the Turner home run.
And that for Trey is his 40th RBI, that home run. And with nobody out, Bryce Harper steps in and takes a strike with a fastball at 90. So Trey with a 1 for 3 night with that home run. And Bryce with a single and a fielder's choice.
That's going to have at least a mid-40s launch angle, I believe. Turner's home run has to. It's one of the higher ones we've seen this year. 39 degrees on the launch angle. So like I said, high 30s at least on the launch angle.
Yeah, the 1-2 pitch to Harper. Count, it's 2-2.
Talked to Bryce. He said his forearm started burning around the second round. I said, your legs okay? He said, yeah, my legs were fine, but my forearms were on fire.
He had a shot of something when you're sticking his arm in some kind of a machine, too.
Bryce didn't like the call. Trey liked the home run, so we're going to show you that again. First pitch ambush, sinker down and in, pulls the hands in. And look at the leg kick, nice and slow, down early, little extension. Look at the big finish. And home run number 12 for Trey Turner and RBI number 40.
Way back up in the seats. So Adams with a home run tonight, his 16th, and Turner with his 12th. And cuts the Braves lead to 3, 6-3. Dome with a strikeout. It popped out to short. He's having it 0 for 2 night. Cutter at 90, and it's 1-1. Juan Soto on deck, then Matt Adams and Daniel Murphy. Swing and a miss. Sanchez in 24 starts against the Nats is 9-1. And the count jumps ahead to 1 ball, 2 strikes to Anthony Rendon. Riding an 8-game hitting streak. And hit 283.
Stayed back nice on that.
Oh, yeah. We like the way he's played so consistently the entire season long. And the 1-2 pitch to Anthony. That's Sanchez, strikeout number 5. The PNC Minor League Insight, there's no better time to act than today. PNC, make today the day. Coda Glover is 2-1 with 8 saves and a .508 earned run average in 42 career games with the ball club. On a rehab assignment, he's had 5 appearances, 5 2/3 pitched, ERA just under 5. Includes tonight, and 8 hits given up, 3 walks, and 9 strikeouts. Trying to work his way back to the ball club and rehabbing quite well. Bouncer right back to Sanchez, a toss to first, and it's an easy 1-2-3 outside of the home run to Turner, and it's a 6-3 game we head to the top of the 6th. Braves 3-5-0 for the Nationals and 2 home runs tonight. In the Braves box tonight, Acuna 2 for 2 in that leadoff spot. Culberson coming in for Albies early with a single and a run. Freddie Freeman 3 RBIs in this ball game. Suzuki with a double and a run score. 2 for 3 night for Camargo. And thus they've got a lead of 6-3 over the Nationals. Here's we're in the top of the 6th inning. And Justin Miller out for his second.
Well, it's important to keep it right here at 3 runs. You never know. A lot of ball game left in this one.
He will face Sanchez to start the inning. .94 with a fastball. And the Braves top of the order with Acuna. And Charlie Culberson, then Freddie Freeman if needed. Sanchez both times up tonight has struck out. And 2-1 count. Yeah, the count's even at 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Yeah, the Nats had a big team meeting on the field today. They worked out. They took infield and outfield. Everyone threw to bases, but they had a little powwow in center field, kind of talking about moving forward as a team this year. We're going to show it to you as soon as Trey Turner throws this across the infield. That's what I'm talking about. This happened, what, at 2:30 today? Maybe around 3. They all wore these shirts out there, whatever they were going to wear for BP. And Davey Martinez is talking about being a team in the second half. And then they changed shirts. And every shirt says Nationals on the back instead of their name. So it was about moving forward in the second half, being a team. They all gathered together. They all took infield. They got stuff done. It was a productive meeting. And we'll see how it works out moving forward.
What the results are. Yeah.
I like the Nationals on the back, though. I think that's cool.
I do too. I like that. Acuna up for the 3rd time. Hitting .257 for the Braves. Single, a walk, and a double for the young Braves left fielder. And then Charlie Culberson on deck. Bouncing ball to Murphy, played him perfectly on Adams, and there's 2 down.
Let's show some Coons League leaders with 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Check it out. Nats bullpen NL ranks this season. Save percentage, bueno, that's #1. Blown saves, the lowest. Strikeouts to walks, 2nd. Inherited runners scored, 2nd. ERA, 4th. So when you're talking cars, you're talking Coons. Bullpen doing a nice job so far this year for the Nats. 6 of them out there right now, just 6.
Yeah.
Dirty half dozen.
Matt Grace, the only left-hander. You got Kensler, and Kelly, and Herrera, Ryan Matson. And there's 5 left now. And with 2 out, bouncing ball down the left side, and the bounces off the screen and out of play. Count's even at 1 ball and 1 strike. So a guy who can play a lot of positions for the Braves, Charlie Culberson. There's a long shot to left field. And that's gone into the Braves bullpen. And Atlanta with a 7-3 lead.
The #2 spot in the Braves order, a triple shy of the cycle. Remember, Ozzie Albies doubled his first time up, then Culberson with the bunt single last time up, and now he goes deep this time up.
That's his 5th home run of the year, first in a month. Bouncing ball, has to quickly get it to Miller, and a heck of a good play by Daniel Murphy. Matt Adams will lead it off for the Nationals. He went deep for the ball club with his 16th home run of the year earlier.
System for the first 200 home runs hit by the Nats this year. Lexus Experience Amazing. Check out this Matt Adams home run. We're going to show it to you in 4D. Look at this. 4D is not my report card in high school. It is a new video replay. It consists of multiple cameras that record 4K videos. I don't know what that means, but it's pretty cool.
Very impressive. That it wasn't your report card.
No.
Adams with the 16th home run of the year. Rays with 9 hits in the game, 7 runs, 9 hits. 5 left on base. The Nats 3 runs and 5 hits, and 5 left on. Daniel Murphy on deck, then Matt Wieters. And Matt Grace loosening up out in the Nats bullpen. Sanchez delivers off speed, changeup at 69. Got away from Suzuki, but the toss down to first, and Adams is retired. Adam Eaton at 0 for 1 night tonight. Took a couple of walks, stolen base, and scored the first run for the club. Trey Turner 1 for 2, the solo homer. Harper has a 1 for 3 night going for him. And Adams the homer. And Matt Wieters a double, and Strasburg with a single. And that's the Nats' 5 hits. Murphy with a strikeout and a ground out. That's foul. Look out down in the seats down the left field line. In the count to Murphy, 1 ball and 1 strike with 1 out.
It's another guy that you're hoping, if you're Dave Martinez, gets hot after the break.
But as you mentioned earlier, FP, the fact he had 4 days off has to really help him.
It's hard to get better during the season, though, because you're grinding, you're playing. So, you know, you take 1 step forward, then a couple back when you play. You know, the off season is where you get better. So usually when you have a surgery that serious, it'll take a full year for you to get back to normal, in my opinion.
Right up the middle for a base hit for Murphy. Got to bring up Matt Wieters with Murphy at first with his first base hit tonight.
It's a good stroke right back up the middle. Now Wieters has had a couple good at-bats tonight. Doubled his first time up, flew out deep to left the second. Hey, I know that guy.
Yeah. May 12th, that strained right oblique for Zim put him on the DL. Activated today along with Strasburg. Matt Wieters the double that flew out to Acuna in left. No ball and 1 strike to the Nats catcher. Braves with a 7-3 lead here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And the 0-1 pitch. And the count's even at 1-1. Sanchez about to throw his 106th pitch in this game.
Yeah, that's why you've seen 2 good at-bats. And you're hoping for 3. Put some good at-bats together. Get some guys on, see what happens. That base is loaded in the second right now, looming large in this one.
Fastball at 91. Count goes to 1-2. And a good look at Matt Wieters. 3 home runs, 7 RBIs.
Flip it over there.
Yeah.
Spoil it, waste it, get another one.
So Murphy at first after his first hit tonight. Then Zimmerman on deck to hit for Justin Miller. And a change at 73. And it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Carl and Biddle. Carl the right-hander, Biddle the left-hander, working out in the Braves bullpen. And Matt Grace in the Nationals bullpen. Counts even at 2-2 to Matt Wieters.
Need base runners.
And the count's full. Sanchez took something off that one at pitch number 110. And Wieters goes down on strikes.
Oh, split her down, good pitch. There comes Ryan Zimmerman. Nice ovation from the crowd here tonight.
Ron's played 33 games for the club this year at 217, driven in 16 with 5 home runs. And welcome back Ryan Zimmerman. He's got Murphy down at first and 2 down here in the 6th inning.
He can talk about, you know, as long as we're winning games, I'm fine with less playing time. But as soon as he gets hot, he's playing. I don't care. That's 36 and 108 you're looking at from last year. And he's had a tough time this year, but Davey Martinez is playing the hot hand all year. If he locks in, he's going to play.
Sure. Bouncing ball, hesitating is Murphy. And Ryan hustling down to first base. And he beat to the bag by about 1 step. We go to the top of the 7th.
Wait, it was $39.99 the other day, so that's not lower, but it's maybe lower for the second half. I'm super confused. Your subscription includes MLB At Bat Premium. You can watch baseball all day. Visit MLB.tv to take advantage of this special offer of $82.99. It's way lower than $39.99.
Braves have a 7-3 lead over the Nationals. We head to the top of the 7th inning. Got a pitching change. Matt Grace will come in from the Nationals bench. Choose a winning team for your vehicle. Jiffy Lube, for value and convenience. JiffyLubeDC.com.
There's the numbers. 29th appearance. ERA bueno. 32 strikeouts against 7 walks. And show me what the league's hitting against him. 225 sinker, slider, change combo.
Only 4 home runs given up. Pretty good numbers for Matt Grace. The lone left-hander out in that Nationals bullpen. He becomes the second call to the pen. And Markakis leads it off for the Braves. Then Suzuki and Camargo. 7-9-0 for Atlanta. 3-6-0 for Washington. Game number 97. The Nats looking forward to getting things kick-started again here in the second half of the season. In a big 3-game set against the Braves. And so far the Braves have had the upper hand in this one. Markakis hitting .322. That's why he's an all-star. With 62 knocked in. And a base hit to right for Markakis.
Pretty swing.
Yeah, pretty swing is right. Leads off the Atlanta 7th with a base hit. And Suzuki strides to the plate. Crowd kind of sitting back at feet waiting for something to happen too.
There they are.
And a good crowd on hand tonight.
Yeah, it looks like close to a full house. They're expecting big crowds all weekend. But when you look at the Braves, and everyone talking about, you know, they're in second place, the Phillies are in first, maybe a year ahead of where they want to be. They have a nice mixture of veterans like Nick Markakis and Kurt Suzuki, Freddie Freeman, with young guys like Acuna Jr. and Ozzie Albies, and, you know, maybe even Dansby Swanson in there. And I always thought that was the best recipe for success, having young guys but that have good mentors that break you in the right way. Like, look, this is how we do it here. This is how we've done it in the past. And fall in line. And I'll take you under my wing.
Bouncing ball to Murphy at second as one play. That's the first. Markakis had gone down to the second on a wild pitch. He advances to third. Yeah, there's one away. Yeah, Suzuki's retired, and Camargo will come up for the third time.
Because you get that energy from the young guys, right? They keep you going every day. You come in the clubhouse, they're always doing something stupid, but it's fun to watch. Even in the dugout, maybe they're doing something stupid, but it's fun to watch. And then you have the veterans that kind of reel you in a little bit and tell you, hey, don't do that. Hey, that bat flip was a little excessive last night, whatever. And then, you know, off the field too important, Johnny, I feel like. So when you have veteran guys and you're younger, like, you know, how do I dress? How do I act?
Sure.
You know, don't be the last guy on the bus. Little things like, you know, when you're a rookie, be on time, but not only on time, but be there early. And the veteran guy is the guy that struts on the bus at the very end, you know? So just, you know, how to act away from the ballpark, too. And Freddie Freeman is a guy that got broken by Chipper Jones. So, you know, you have a guy like Chipper that breaks him in, then he takes younger players and breaks them in, and that's how it goes. That's how you give back. When you're young, somebody shows you the ropes, and then you show somebody else. And I think the best teams in baseball have the perfect mixture between young players and old players.
Didn't we see it with Bryce Harper and Jason Wood?
Yeah,
sure.
Exactly. Great example. You get too many young guys running around, then everybody's just running buckshot.
Skelter,
yeah. What's up? You get too many old guys, and then, you know, they're all kind of
set in their ways,
bringing the briefcases to work, and it becomes more of an office atmosphere than a baseball atmosphere. So that's why you want the young
guys can jack up a guard. When we saw Soto come up, look what he's done to this team. 3 balls and 1 strike to Camargo. Top of the 7th in Nationals Park. And Atlanta with a 7-3 lead. They came to town having lost 7 of their last 10, and Camargo out at first.
Did he go? No.
Nope. Did not go.
Grace looking for a firm ground ball at somebody now. Inciarte can run a little bit.
Nick Markakis at third, Camargo at first. And with 1 out. Left-handed hitting Ender Inciarte in to face Matt Grace. Inciarte flew out to center, grounded out to Murphy at second, and then walked his last time up in the 5th inning. Batting .240, lays one down the third base line. Rendon with a great scoop, and they get him at home plate. Nice scoop and a toss to Matt Wieters.
What a play. What a Gold Glove play by Anthony Rendon. On the run. Didn't have time to make the exchange, so he just flips it with his glove. Not a bad bunt by Inciarte. Not a bad jump by Markakis. Just a superb play by Anthony Rendon. You just don't know how hard that play is, and he made it look super simple. Like he was playing on a Sunday afternoon in his backyard. Except this is in front of 40,000 people. And he's super relaxed. What a play.
That's the only play he had to scoop the ball like that, same motion.
Well, yeah, if he exchanges it, Markakis is safe.
Safe. Now there's 2 down to the Atlanta 7. And Dansby Swanson, the shortstop for the Braves. Strikeout, walk, fly out to left for him. The pitch outside. 90-mile-an-hour sinker from Matt Grace. 1 ball, no strikes. The Nats took 2 out of 3 from the Braves back in April here in Washington. Foul back out of play up to the right side and in the seats. 1 ball, 1 strike to the Braves shortstop with Anibal Sanchez on deck. I would imagine they will pinch hit for him. Doing a lot of pitches tonight. And Reed is on deck. Michael Reed. Braves with 2 in the first, and the last 3 innings, a run in the 4th, 3 in the 5th, and 1 more in the 6th to take this 7-3 lead. Bouncing ball to Rendon at third. He'll take it. The force at third, and that's the end of the top of the 7th. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 7-3 Atlanta. may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Washington Nationals. Braves 7 and the Nationals 3 as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning, and Atlanta's got a new pitcher out there. Jesse Biddle comes in out of the bullpen for the Braves.
31st appearance, league getting 195.
And he will face Adam Eaton to start the 7th for the Nationals.
That's going to try to load him up for Anthony Rendon here, see what happens.
Good thinking. Good thinking. Back on the seats, and it's 1 ball to 1 strike. Sanchez goes 6 tonight, gives up 3 runs and 6 hits, and the home runs to Matt Adams and Trey Turner. Walked 3 and struck out 8. Eating the ground ball to third. Nice play across to Freddie Freeman from Camargo, and is 1 down.
Time for a 4th drive of the game. Let's go back to the 5th inning. Trey Turner is hurried to his local Ford dealer for great savings on cars, trucks, SUVs, and 12th home runs of the year. That one stayed up there forever too, and you were thinking, is it going to get out? It was halfway up the bleachers.
12 home runs for Turner this year. And 40 RBIs. He felled it off into the Braves dugout. Bryce Harper's next. And Anthony Rendon. Bouncing ball again to Swanson at short. And across to Freeman. A quick 2 outs here in the 7th inning.
All right, with the Nats Pass, you can attend Nationals games whenever the heck you want for just $65 per month. This August, Mets, Reds, Braves, Marlins, Phillies, and Brewers visit the ballpark. So August is going to be a fun month at the Yard. Nats Pass available exclusively through MLB Ballpark app. So download that today and start enjoying unlimited Nats baseball.
Bryce Harper, the All-Star, up for the 3rd time tonight. Actually 4th time with a single, fielder's choice, and a strikeout. And a swing and a miss and an 89-mile-an-hour slider. Bryce made that All-Star team for the 6th time in his career. And on base safely in 22 of his last 25 games. Jesse Biddle delivers, and foul back on the screen. Count goes to 1 ball, 2 strikes. And that's trying to get something going here in the 7th inning. With Eaton and Turner retired back to back. Going ground balls. Curveball at 78, and it's a 1-2-3 7th inning for Jesse Biddle out of the bullpen. We go to the top of the 8th. Atlanta 7 and the Nationals 3.
little selfie action on a Friday. Oh, look, it's Johnny Holiday. He's filling in for Bob.
Santangelo.
Aw, take a little nap on your shoulder. Yeah, I'm going to hit a tater tonight, so I'm going to smile before I hit it because it's still sunny out. I hit it when it was dark, providing innovative high-value dental and vision benefits to area employers and individuals. Smile, it's Friday. Sean Kelly, 32nd appearance. You see the ERA nice at 2.54. 30 strikeouts versus just 5 walks, and opponents hit 184 against Sean Kelly's fastball slider combination.
And Biddle, very impressive in his first inning of work, is going to hit. And to lead off the Braves' 8th inning. One of the second at-bat he's had all season. I guess that's the reason why. Nice stop by Adams, the toss over to first, and Kelly got there in time. They get the hustling Biddle down the first baseline.
He thought he had a knock. Matt Adams maybe shocked that he pulled this pitch. Look where Adams is playing, way off the line. Like, wait a minute, you're a pitcher and you're a reliever. You're not supposed to pull that. Good job by Sean Kelly getting over there. But I think that bat broke, but it was almost perfectly placed. Get out of the way, CB Buckner. That might have fooled CB too. All right, you can move now.
Buckner may have lost a step over the years, huh?
Yeah, he looked like he was out of shape on that one to me.
The reason Biddle hit for himself, he had a base hit in his first time up this year. He was 1 for 1.
That was just to give Sean Kelly a breather.
So back to the order, at the top of the order for the Braves. Ronald Acuna Jr. and Culberson, and then Freddie Freeman. And Sean Kelly delivers. Out of the way. Sean has really picked it up of late. 10 consecutive appearances scoreless. There's a long drive to left. That may change that. And it's in the seats for a home run. Ronald Acuna Jr. with his 8th home run of the season. And it's 8-3. Atlanta.
21-degree launch angle. That was a low line drive. So a single, a walk, a double, and a homer for Acuna Jr. tonight. 3 hits, on base 4 times. He stolen 2 bases. We've heard a lot about this young player. This is our first time laying eyes on the 20-year-old Brave prospect, and
he is good.
He is good. Wow.
Line drive into the left field seats. Braves' 11th hit.
Really tired before that break. I'm really waiting.
399, 110.
Atlanta has homered in 14 of their last 16 games here at Nationals Park. And they lead by 5. Culberson's had a pretty good night. 2 for 3, solo homer, single, 2 runs scored. Since coming in for Albies, who left after an inning of play. Precautionary measure. And the second baseman works the count to 2 balls and 1 strike against Sean Kelly.
This is a series, though, you had to have. I mean, it's still just game 1. You can win 2 in a row, and you can come back in this one with 6 outs to play with.
Sure.
But you wanted to make a statement coming on the break, like, all right, 48 and 48. You saw a 500 team in the first half, but here we come.
Right.
Like, we're coming out like gangbusters. We're turning this thing around right now. So, you know, probably not the start you wanted if you're Davey Martinez and Derek Lilliquist. It's going to be a hard one to turn around. You got to do it either tonight with 6 outs left or tomorrow with Gio on the night.
Two count to Charlie Culberson. On deck is Freddie Freeman. And then Nick Markakis. And the 2-2 from Kelly. Just missed outside with a slider at 83. Atlanta, 1/2 game behind Philadelphia in the East. Bouncing ball to Turner. Nice pickup by Adams, and there's 2 down.
All right, Pete Nats are back home for a weekend series, July 27th and 28th. Fireworks both nights. Friday night, first 1,000 fans will get an Anthony Rendon hat hair giveaway, but he doesn't have hair anymore, so that'll be interesting. There's Harvey Grant and Phil Chenier will be there. Don't want to miss that. All kinds of cool stuff. And Trip Keister's the manager there, and he's the best manager in the minor leagues. So that's worth going to see.
A super guy. Super guy. Peanuts got something going down there, don't they?
They do every year.
Yeah.
Just need to lighten up on the promos.
A lot of things going on for the Potomac National. Line drive over the outstretched glove of Daniel Murphy. Base hit for Freddie Freeman. And with 2 out, the Braves have a man on again. And Freeman gets his second hit of the night. That's the Braves' 12th hit in this game. Markakis has chipped in with a single and a sac fly. Average at .324 for the Braves right fielder. And as you mentioned, that piece, 6 outs still to come for the Nationals. And a lot of ground to make up in this one, down by 5, 8-3. But they could quickly turn it around. A line drive and the gap in left, and Soto back to bring it in, and that'll retire the side for the Atlanta Braves here in the 8th inning. Anthony Rendon will lead it off for the Nats. They trail 8-3.
Moment, July 17th, 89th All-Star game right here in Nats Park. Max Scherzer on the mound. What did he do? He struck out Mookie Betts. Then he goes high heat to Jose Altuve. What you didn't see there was best versus best with Max and Mike Trout. That was my favorite part of the whole game. And check out the veteran move, high-fiving with his glove hand and not his pitching hand. It's not the jam of fingers. So 4 strikeouts, 2 innings. Gave up a run and a couple of hits. But watching Max face Mike Trout was my favorite part about the All-Star game.
How about the Monday Night Home Run Derby with Max and Doolittle supporting Harper?
That was awesome.
Using the towels to fan him down. Maxwell goes Sunday against the Braves. Gio goes tomorrow night against Atlanta. And Anthony Rendon starts off the Nationals' 8th with a base hit to left. And the Nats' 7th hit of the evening.
Max had struck out the first 2 hitters, and up walks the best player in baseball, Mike Trout.
Classic matchup.
And he gets 2 strikes on Trout. And the whole ballpark, 43,000, starts chanting, "Let's go, Max." And I mean, I was right down there, and it was a goosebump moment. And he threw 97 to Trout. Trout took as hard a swing as he could, fouled it back. The whole crowd went, "Oh." Then he goes 98 again, and Trout takes a mighty hack 2 with 2 strikes. Oh, he ended up walking him on a slider finally. But it was what the All-Star game is about to me. The best pitcher in the National League, maybe in baseball, facing the best player in the American League, maybe in baseball. It was awesome. It would have been cool if he could have struck him out, but hey, it's Mike Trout.
Juan Soto swinging a miss. Count to Soto, no balls, 2 strikes. Nobody down. Rendon down at first base. And that's going to need some base runners right now. Matt Adams, then Murphy will follow. Against the left-hander Jesse Biddle. Breaking ball outside, and 1 ball and 2 strikes. Biddle with his 13 pitches now. And we're in the bottom of the 8th. Atlanta with a 8-3 lead. That's foul.
For every Nats walk, Care First, Blue Cross Blue Shield contributes $50 to support the Boys and Girls Clubs of Greater DC. The Nats have drawn 357 walks, $70,850. Care First encourages each of us to take that first step towards a healthier and more active lifestyle.
Juan Soto trying to keep it going. Bounds in front of the plate.
Good block by Suzuki.
Yeah.
Up by 5, probably didn't have to do that, but he's trying to keep the double play in order. Just sold out on about a 58-foot slider.
Brandon Kenchler working out the Nationals pen. And Juan Soto with a 2-2 count. Walk, flew out the left, then grounded out to the pitcher. Soto, a high drive to left center field, drifting back on the warning track, and that is gone. In the Nationals bullpen, a 2-run homer for Juan Soto. And it's 8-5.
Home run of the year for Juan Soto. Double digits for the 19-year-old. Fastball from Biddle up in the zone, and look at the 2-strike swing, the 2-strike approach. My Twitter blew up tonight when I said he's a better hitter with 2 strikes, so there. Exit velocity 105. 408. Sometimes it's not all about numbers, Johnny. When you watch a guy play every day and you watch every at-bat, he hits a lot of hard balls with 2 strikes that maybe don't show up. So people that just look at stats and don't watch the game might not know what they're talking about.
Home run number 10 for Juan Soto. RBI number 29 and 30. And Matt Adams tries to keep it going with nobody out here in the 8th inning. It slices the Braves lead to 3, and it's 8-5. Adams homered back in the 3rd inning. And for Matt, that was his 16th. That's home run number 3 in this game for the Nationals.
Look at that blow back. Look at that blow back.
And fighting up the elements was Craig Culberson to bring it in all the way from second base.
That started in the stands and blew back Wayfair. Let's check out the tater one more time. 2-strike approach, spread out, choked up, boom. Statcast that, boys. I just like to watch that. That looks so cool.
Great camera shot.
And we got a ball game.
That we do. Daniel Murphy at the plate. He'll take a fastball in there for a strike at 94. Single of the 6th for Daniel. Hitting .256 on the year now. And quickly, Biddle gets ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. Turner, Adams, and now Soto with home runs for the Nationals. And Murphy goes opposite field. Long run for Acuna. And he makes a nice running grab. And there's 2 down. That'll bring up Matt Wieters. Wieters double back in the 2nd. He's 1 for 3 tonight. And Brandon Kinsler continues to work in the Nats bullpen.
Matt's left-handed swing looked real good tonight, but his right-handed approach has been on point since he's come off the DL. Big time. Turned around some upper 90s fastballs right-handed so far.
And if Wieters can get on, Mark Reynolds in the on-deck circle to pinch hit. And the count's 2 balls and a strike to the Nats catcher. Bouncing ball to 2nd. Culbertson on to Freddie Freeman. And the side is retired, but not before Juan Soto drills a blast to left center field. Home run number 10 for Soto. RBI number 30. And closes it to 8-5 Braves. Game number 2 of this 3-game set against the Atlanta Braves. Gio Gonzalez on the year. Gio 6-6, pitching pretty well of late. 3.72 earned run average in 19 starts, 101 and 2/3 innings pitched. And Sean Newcomb goes for the Braves tomorrow night. His career against the Nationals 1-2 with a 6.46. And on the year he is 8-5 with a 3.51. Nats coverage beginning at 6:30 with Nats Extra on Massive 2. So good pitching matchup for the weekend. Sean Newcomb 8-5 tomorrow night. Gio Gonzalez for the Nats even up at 6-6. And Mike Foltynewicz 7-5, and Max Scherzer on Sunday. Max at 12-5, and coming off that all-star start here in the nation's capital.
Couple all-stars on Sunday. That's a pitching matchup you want to see. Brandon Kinsler, you see the numbers. 41st appearance, 3.82 ERA. Opponent's hitting .257 against the sinker slider change combo.
We have seen Kelly, we have seen Grace, we've seen Miller, and Now we got Brandon Kensler. That leaves Herrera and Matson, the lone two guys in the bullpen now for the Nationals. Top of the ninth.
Nats fans love, and I mean love, when Grace and Kelly come in back to back, because it's Grace Kelly. They do. They love it.
You were.
That's not my call. Hey, that's way before my time.
I drive to short, right to Trey Turner, and there's one down at the top of the ninth. Suzuki lines out to Turner, and Kensler retires the first batter he faces. Camargo, then Inciarte. Atlanta 8, the Nationals 5. We're in the top of the ninth. And Camargo has had a 2-for-3 night. That's fouled down the third base line. That's against the Braves, who won 2 and lost 1 here at Washington. Down in Atlanta, they've won 2 and lost 5. And they got one more shot coming up in the bottom of the ninth. 93 with a sinker for Kensler, and it's 1-1. To the Braves third baseman. Juan Soto drifting onto this one. And there's 2 down. So Camargo is retired. That'll bring up Ender Inciarte. With 2 down and nobody on. And as you look to the Nationals' ninth, it'll be a pinch hitter than the top of the order with Eaton and Turner and Harper. Lord, a change up for a ball. It's here, bouncing the ball to Turner. Nice grab at first, stretching out. Adams makes a heck of a play, and that retires the side. And we head to the bottom of the ninth. Nats are down by 3. It's 8-5. There's no end to the fun you'll have in Ocean City. You ought to plan your trip today at OCOcean.com. And by Night Point Systems, they offer the technology you need when you need it. When the Nats need some runs here in the bottom of the ninth, they'll send up Michael A. Taylor as a pinch hitter. Then the top of the order with Adam Eaton, And then Trey Turner. That's down by 3. And the new pitcher for the Braves, A.J. Minter.
And Minter with a mid to upper 90s cutter. And that's his main pitch. But you got to make him throw strikes. He can be erratic, he can be wild.
So Taylor is a pinch hitter this year, 2 for 11. Swings through a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Michael on the year hitting .240 with 5 home runs and 25 driven in. The job now just to get on base any way you can. And quickly, Minter ahead in the count, 0-2.
Yeah, fastball in right on the corner.
And the left-hander's 0-2 pitch.
Now, boy.
And the 1-2 on that coming up to Michael A. Taylor. Fouled at the plate. Adam Eaton, a couple of walks, stolen base, and a run scored tonight. In the on-deck circle, then Trey Turner and one of the Nationals' 3 home runs tonight. And Taylor stays alive.
Good rip.
Yeah. In there for a call, strike 3. And the Nats down to their final 2 outs. So it's up to Adam Eaton and Trey Turner. Eaton scored the Nats' first run way back in the first inning. It was a 2-1 ball game. And a shot to left and drifting back to make the catch, Acuna. And the Braves 1 out away from the victory. That's Extra coming up next with Dan Coco and the Silver Fox Ray Night. As soon as we're done, we hope it's quite some time from now. It's up to Trey Turner to try to get on base. But as you mentioned earlier, FP, this is just 1 of 3. Still got 2 games to go.
Not the way you were thinking it up.
Not at all.
But I still think you need to take 2 out of 3 on the weekend. You win tomorrow with Gio and you got Max going on Sunday, but they have Fulton Avich going on Sunday, so that's not just a layup because you throw Max out there.
So the count to Turner is 2 balls and no strikes.
And it's still good to see Steven Strasburg back in the rotation, so
Yeah.
hope he comes out of this okay.
And a high pop to the infield. And Freddie Freeman fighting the wind. A grab and this one's over. The Atlanta Braves with 8 runs on 12 hits, and the Nats 5 runs on 8 hits and 3 home runs, and the Braves get the first one tonight. For FP Santangelo and Dan Coco, I'm Johnny Holiday. Once again, our final score tonight: the Atlanta Braves 8, the Washington Nationals 5. We hope you'll join us again coming up tomorrow night on Facet 2 when the Nats continue this series with the Braves, and the coverage beginning tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. This has been a presentation of Masson. The Braves take the first one. Still 2 more to go tomorrow night and Sunday afternoon. Stay tuned for Nats Extra postgame coming up next.